All right, day 59. And I am doing a little bit of prep to get ready for a conversation with South Park's Commons. Mostly today was a day off for me. I had some fun with my family. Guest came in, and I went and saw Kudoji, which was really amazing. It's a giant stair step into a temple area. It's, I don't know, probably 100 meters, 200 meters, maybe. Just lots of steps. Um, Beautiful area. Bear attacks. They didn't see a bear though, so that's good. Um, we did see some ginseng. When I was a kid, I used to grow ginseng. My dad thought it would pay for my college. We got exactly $0 back out of that investment. Who knows how much time we put into it? But I've now got a pretty good eye for ginseng, and this was definitely ginseng. So we dug it up and brought it back and checked it out online, and it's probably worth, I don't know, a couple $100. We did unfortunately find out that it's illegal to dig anything in that area. So I guess I won't be selling it anytime soon. But anyway, got some ginseng. All right. Um, I'm really gonna need some water before I do this. So I'll be right back. Back. No matter what I do, this changes size. Oop. All right, where should I even start? What am I looking for? Oh, there we go. All right, so I stepped away for a little bit. I'm gonna ignore whatever you just said to me because my mind's been on other stuff. Um, it's been an interesting couple of days. I have done more research on the offerings available for other technologies in terms of localization and connection to applications and stuff. Um, and a lot of stuff that I want to do with Rook is in some ways being done. It's just not, it's just that people don't realize the power of this yet. So it's a bit of a dangerous bet. Well, it's a bit of a dangerous bet to um, take on OpenAI or Anthropic or Google. If this is something that's clearly on the roadmap. Basically, what I feel like someone is going to be able to do is wake everyone up to why location enablement or location observability and capability are going to do for people. But once that someone wakes people up, then OpenAI and Anthropic and Google are just going to turn on those features and draw more attention to them and say, hey, it's already here. Um, I do think the way they're doing it is still a bit off. When I used ChatGPT today, I was just kind of going around to different places in Hirosaki and saying, hey, what's here? And the first time I did it, man, it nailed it. I was, my family had stopped at basically an old candy shop. And I said, what's here? And it said, well, here's this candy shop. And apparently it's a famous candy shop. It was founded in 1630, so it's been around a bit. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. But then when I went away from the candy shop, I said, where am I? And it still thought I was at the candy shop. And I opened up a new session and it said, where am I? And it still basically was, yeah, I think it had kind of gotten lucky with that first hit because it knew I just happened to be besides one of the key things in the town, in this little area. And once I got away from it, it was still very much fixated on that. So I don't know how often the latitude, longitude stuff updates, um, but the experience actually is not that great right now. But it wouldn't be hard to make it great. Um, all they have to do is make sure that the latitude, longitude updates pretty regularly. The agent itself never sees the latitude, longitude. I asked it about it. Effectively, there's places where it can plug in the location, and it can either plug in a name or it can plug in user, meaning user's location, um, which is kind of a slick way of doing it, but also, mm, I don't know. It doesn't give the agent all the stuff that it might want to reason about, and maybe that's reasonable too. I don't know. It only has a couple of tools for dealing with location stuff. It's like get businesses near here, but that does also work for parks and stuff. Apparently, it doesn't work for road intersections. So, but anyway, so like you can reasonably soon or even now say to your agent, "What's here?" and it'll if there is a website that's associated with it, it's not hard to find it. The website itself is unlikely to be, AI enabled yet. So I think actually that might be. I'm looking for pivots, and I think maybe that is one of them. Let's start tracking down pivots. One pivot is the fact that right now no one is doing AI enablement, but soon everyone in the world will be doing AI enablement, making things that turn their website into um, something that an agent can devour. So pivot number one, let's start tracking these down in the brainstorming document in a new pivot section somewhere towards the top. Um, I can build a platform that helps companies adopt AI. Another thing is um, having this repository of capabilities associated with all these assets is a useful thing in and of itself. The adoption of plugins for OpenAI, best I can tell, is just extraordinarily slow. Um, you know, a couple hundred businesses as opposed to every single business on earth. So pivot number two is to just start building out and having the community build out um, capabilities for everybody on earth. Yet another possible pivot is the fact that all of these AI companies are going to have their own agents. And it's annoying to have vendor lock in. And so just having some sort of meta agent is useful. Something that is a nice UI that runs all possible agents underneath it. So it's pivot number three. It's not a terribly, I don't know how you make much money with that. Oh, back to pivot number two. Just having the repository of all the environments. Um, rather than building something like Rook as an agent that holds, that is an agent, uh, you can build an MCP service that effectively created the same behavior. Now, it might have to be a little bit more complicated than just an MCP service because you have to make sure that the agent becomes aware when an environment is entered, stuff like that. And so you need something like hooks and ways to inject messages into the user session. And that I know of yet, there's no hooks for that. Something like it's not even really a hook, it's just like injecting stuff in the user in a particular session. So we'll have to think about that one. But there is a way of inverting Rook. So that's part of pivot number two. Other things to think about. I just watched a really nice video from uh, one of the early people that went through South Park Commons, and she said that they really are, rather than the specific idea right now, they're interested in how we're thinking through validating ideas so that we can get through all the hypotheses as quickly as possible. And so maybe what I'm talking about right now is useful for that. They also want to see that Come in. Hey, Bo.
Hi, Prima.
Hello.
What streamers and name for a YouTuber?
I'm recording, so you gotta be quiet. Okie doodle.
Okay.
Oh no. Wonder what that looked like. Why am I dropping 72% of my frames? Hmm. Hmm. I have no idea why I'm having internet trouble right now. Hmm. I have no idea why I'm having internet trouble right now. Oh well, I also don't care. It's getting through. Good enough. They also want to see that you have hustle and grit. So, um, let's create Okay, so based on what I just said, how should we re-attack these questions in our big questions list? Dang it. Man, hello.
I'm gonna go to bed now. Love you too. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Try to find the kids' room's remote. Sorry if I'm wrong.
Oh no. For the AC?
Yeah.
Why would it not call
Can't find it.
call Mariko? Could it be in her suitcase?
That would be annoying.
That would be.
That'd be super annoying.
You might want to call her just in case. Air conditioners have remote controls, and the lady that our friend that visited us here last night, we think maybe she accidentally stole the remote control for our air conditioner, which means you can't use it. I also want to make sure, and this probably goes in a concerns, quote, concerns. I can't edit it. Also, probably in another section which I want to call, quote, concerns, end quote. I want to lay out some of the problems that I think the current idea has. And I mentioned some of them above, but basically, by allowing plugins for other companies and by having location capabilities set, the the big companies are touching on what my vision too. It's just that it's not seeping through yet. And in the thing that I originally pitched them, it was about an application that would just help me hit the ground running in a foreign country to be able to talk to people. interact with the buildings and stuff that I'm in. Uh, and even when I wrote it, I was thinking that this is just a small thing. There's a big, huge thing that's about to happen when all the internet websites get eaten by AI, and when all applications start living in the Chrome of your AI assistant. That's what's going to happen soon. So that's a worldview shift that should inform my pivots. I mean, have to make sure we jot that down too. Merge main into this PR and take care of all the merge conflicts. It's a little side work. Okay, so now let's keep going through the questions. Where were we last time when we were focused on our big questions? It's not a good sign. look up my Rook vault in Obsidian. And in particular, look at that. And read everything inside this directory. All right. Well, that's kind of sad.
Main merged. Conflicts resolved.
Mm-hmm. Are you hot?
A little bit. Are you?
Yeah, I feel like it's burning up over here. What temperature is it?
Set for 25.
It's not catching up, or I'm not one. Eh, I need to turn in soon, anyways. Yeah, I'll skip it. We were working through our big questions document and putting the answers, or the discussion at least, into the brainstorming document. Where did we leave off with that? Look at the big questions document and tell me how much of that we basically have covered in our conversations. Why don't you update the big questions document and add sub-bullets for every question that we have content on. Don't check any of the boxes though. Oh, did you ever find the remote control? You send Mighty Code message? I would. What do you do? Just like buy another one? Buy another remote control? tersely list the pivots that I mentioned earlier. I don't want to add any more bullets. I don't want to add the other pivot rather. But you might want to update the surrounding text to kind of agree with this new direction. The trick is doing it defensively so that you don't get stomped on by the big players. And maybe you can't. That's why I'm thinking through my pivots above. Okay. I'm too sleepy to think, so go in bed. Interesting day though.